Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World from class 10th NCERT book. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that so far we have discussed about what all things in this chapter. So we have discussed about the structure of human eye and the phenomena related with the properties related with the human eye such as accommodation, and we have also discussed about the defects of vision. And then in the last class I have discussed about some of the phenomena which is related with the refraction and refraction through prism, and how we are able to see the dispersion phenomenon with the help of the prism. And we saw that when a white light is passed through a prism, it is going to be dispersed in the form of 7 colors, a band of 7 colors, and that is known as spectrum, and the colors are in the sequence of Vibgyor. So we have also seen that there are certain phenomena which is related with the dispersion. First phenomenon which we discussed was this scattering of light. As you could see here at the back side of this slide, that you could see two pictures which is showing you the forest, and the sunlight is coming from the in between the forest. Then we can see that the forest, whenever the trees are present, the sunlight is going to enter, it is going to come in between the gaps which is present in between the trees, and it is going to be scattered in all the directions, as you could see here in these two pictures. So this was the scattering phenomenon which you could see in the nature in the form of the scattering of light through the canopy of forest. Okay, now I am going to discuss today about some more phenomena which is related with the refraction. So the next phenomenon which is going to discuss will be, it is for the first, means it will be the very first thing which is I am going to discuss today is the process by which formation of rainbow happens. So here you could see the picture of rainbow at the back of this slide, and we will now discuss how this rainbow is being formed. So rainbow, what is a rainbow? As you have seen many times after the rainfall, whenever the rainfall is there and the sun is shining during or just after the rainfall, then a rainbow is formed. So this rainbow means it is having the 7 colors, and as soon as this word rainbow comes in our mind, the 7 colors arise in our mind. So these 7 colors were the Vibgyor. Okay, so these colors are the Vibgyor, means violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. As you could see here also, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Fine. So this is what is about the phenomena. This is what is about the structure which we are talking. So these colors are in the form of Vibgyor, as I said, and you could see here also. So formation of rainbow is an optical meteorological phenomenon, as it is formed in the sky, so which cause both the refraction and the reflection of light. How is this that in rainbow both the things are formed? Means it is because of the two optical phenomenon, that is, one is reflection and the other one is the refraction of light in the water droplet as resulting in the spectrum which appears in the sky. So this spectrum is being appeared in the sky in the form of these 7 colors which we have seen in the formation of the dispersion of light through the prism. Okay, so it takes in the form of multicolored arc. Now how is this arc being formed? It is because that the light rays are being refracted, and the horizon of the earth is means if we talk about horizon, it is the curved one. So we see these colorful arcs in the form of when the rainbow is being formed. So rainbow causes sunlight always appear in the section of sky directly opposite to sun, and once the sun is shining in this if the sun is shining in the east direction, it means the rainbow will be formed in the west direction. Okay, so whenever the rainbow is being formed, it is always formed in the opposite direction. to the light. Okay, opposite direction to the light. Where the sunlight is there, it is just formed in the opposite direction, as it is helpful in the formation, as the light is only helpful in the formation of this rainbow because of refraction and reflection. Now let us see that how is this rainbow being formed. So it is so this rainbow, it is a natural spectrum. Okay, as you could say that the colors are in the form of the spectrum colors. That is why we can say that the rainbow is an optical natural spectrum which is being produced in the nature in the form of multicolored arc. Okay, now the rainbow is formed due to the dispersion of sunlight. It is formed due to the dispersion of sunlight. Now when the light is falling, when the rainbow has to form, it is formed due to the dispersion of sunlight by water droplets. Okay, and which remains suspended in the atmosphere after rainfall. And whenever the rainfall happens, then what happens to these droplets which is being suspended means when these droplets are being present in the atmosphere, which are not which have not reached on the earth's surface, they are still present in the air. Okay, so what happens to these water droplets? These water droplets, they act like small prism. Okay, so this rainbow is caused because of the dispersion of sunlight by the tiny droplets which are present in the atmosphere. Now what is the role of this water droplet? The role of the water droplet is that it acts like small prism. Okay, so these water droplet, they act like small prism. And now what happens here inside, due to the dispersion of sunlight, the internal reflection by the water droplet happens, and we can see the rainbow colors. Okay, so inside the water droplet, what is happening is shown in this diagram, where one droplet is being shown, and what happens inside it. So at these water droplets which are acting like a small prism, so these water droplet, it acts like a small prism. Now the sunlight is just going to enter inside the water droplet. Once this sunlight is going to enter inside the water droplet, what happens inside? At the point of incidence, it is being refracted and dispersed and get reflected internally. So whenever the when the light is entering inside it, it is going to reflect internally. Okay, as it is reaching the last boundary, and it is going to reflect back. Once it is reflecting, it is known as it is reflecting inside the water droplet, it is known as internal reflection. So what kind of reflection is being shown here? The water droplet is acting like a prism, but the second boundary of the water droplet, which helps in the reflection of light, and this type of reflection which is taking place inside the water droplet is known as internal reflection. So because of internally reflected ray, it is going to be after reflection, it is going to come out from the water droplet. Now once it is coming out from the water droplet, from the surface of the water droplet, again the optical density of the medium is going to change. Due to this change in the density, what happens, it is again going to be refracted, and the color is being dispersed. Okay, so as the color is being dispersed, the light rays will be shown in the form of different colors. Okay, and as the observer is approaching, means they are at a different path, the color becomes distinct. Okay, so this rainbow is again an example of dispersion of light. As you could see here, that inside a water droplet, what is happening, and because of this water droplet only, the dispersion is happening. Now as the dispersion is taking place inside a prism, the same dispersion is also taking place inside this water droplet. Okay, there are hundreds of water droplets. From each and every water droplet, such kind of reflection is happening, such kind of refraction is happening, dispersion is happening, because of which the colorful arc is being formed, which is in the form of Vibgyor, and where violet color is going to be refracted and the red color is going to be refracted at the last. Okay, so next is that now there are certain conditions which are necessary for the formation of the rainbow. So what is the condition which is being necessary? The first very condition which is necessary for the formation of the rainbow is that there should be presence of water droplet. Okay, the first condition is that there must be the presence of water droplets. Okay, now next, why the water droplets are important? Now you have understood that each and every water droplet is going to act as a prism. So for small prism we require so many water droplets, and it is only possible once the rainfall is happening. Okay, so the sun must reach, and the second possibility, the first thing is that we require water droplets, and the second condition which is necessary for the formation of the rainfall is that the sun must be at the back of the observer. Okay, so the observer must always stand with his back towards the sun. Please remember that the rainbow is always observed when you are facing the back towards the sun. You're not facing towards the sun, you are just means you are at the sun is at the back side of the observer. Okay, so observer must stand in front of the sun, so that only you could see the rainfall in the opposite direction of the sun. So these two conditions are necessary for the formation of the rainbow, and it is the best example of the dispersion of sunlight by these tiny water droplets. Okay, so this was about the formation of the rainbow. Now next we move on to the next slide, and we will see the steps which are being involved in the formation of rainbow. Now the first thing which I have told you the concept how it is happening, I just now discussed in the previous slide about the formation of the rainbow. Now if you have to explain it in the stepwise manner, how would you explain it, and how is this rainbow is being formed? Let us see one by one. So the first point, how is the rainbow being formed, is that light from the sun strikes raindrop. Okay, as you have seen here, the rainfall has happened just before the formation of the rainbow. After the rainfall, some of the water droplets are still present in the atmosphere. Now the light which is being striking the raindrop, it gets reflected. Some of the light is getting reflected, and rest of the light is getting refracted. So while the light splits up into the component colors, so what happens once that is coming out from the it is coming out from the water droplet, it is going to be split in the form of the component colors. Okay, now the light is refracted again and leaves the water droplet. Okay, once it is being refracted inside, then it is reflected by striking the second surface of the raindrop, and then again it is after reflection it strikes the next surface of the water droplet, and then it comes out in the form of the refracted ray, and once it is coming out after refraction, it get dispersed in the form of 7 colors. Okay, so this is how the rainbow is being formed. So these colors are further being dispersed because there is not only one single droplet at the same point. There could be so many, the number of droplets would be more, and inside each and every droplet the same phenomenon is happening. This phenomenon is the phenomenon of dispersion. Now this dispersion is happening because of the raindrops, and the large number of raindrops are present. So these large number of raindrops are going to help in the formation of a rainbow. Okay, so this was about the formation of rainbow. Now we move on to the next point, next slide, and see the next phenomenon. So the next natural phenomenon which is related with the atmospheric refraction. So next part of this chapter is being I have started this second part of this chapter. Here first, in the first part we have seen the human eye, and then what were the problems which is related with the vision, and then next part deals with the natural phenomenon which is related with atmospheric refraction. So one was this dispersion, where we have seen the rainbow is being formed because of dispersion. We can see scattering of light. So these are the two problems these are the two processes which you could see because of the dispersion of light and because of the scattering of light. Okay, So next thing is that there are certain natural phenomena which is related with the atmospheric refraction. So what is this atmospheric refraction? Let's find out. So the first natural phenomenon about refraction is that the position of stars and the twinkling of stars. Now do you feel that have you ever seen, I mean you would have observed also very frequently that the stars are going to twinkle in the clear night. If the night is very clear, means it is free of pollution, it is free of dust particles, then you could see that the twinkling of stars is being shown, and the star which is full of sky always looks beautiful. So how is this possible that the stars are going to twinkle, and what kind of is there any difference between the position of the stars when they are going to twinkle, or where they are present exactly? Are they present over there only, or it is being placed somewhere else? So the twinkling of stars is another example of atmospheric refraction. So the refraction of light is being caused on the earth's surface due to the gradual change in the refractive indices of different layers by varying conditions. Okay, therefore it is known as atmospheric refraction. So we were talking about this atmospheric refraction, and due to which so many phenomena are being shown because of this atmospheric refraction. Now what is this atmospheric refraction about? So this atmospheric refraction means it is a process of refraction due to which the light rays are going to be refracted. There are changes in the optical density. Okay, so the refractive index is being changed. So this refractive index is changed. So what is being changed here is the optical densities. Now because of the change in the optical density, the atmosphere is nothing but it is the layer of the atmosphere is a layer of it is the layer of gases. Okay, and it is full of dust particles and many other substances. So whenever we are talking about this atmosphere, we always say that it is full of gases, and these gases are having the different optical densities. Okay, their density is different. Now once their density is being different, it means the level of refraction will also be different. So this movement, whenever the light is being traveling from the different layers of the densities of the atmosphere, it is going to be refracted. Now once they are being refracted due to the layers of atmosphere, then what happens? We see the various phenomena. One such phenomenon is this twinkling of stars. Now we'll go in detail in this twinkling of stars and see how the stars are going to twinkle, and how is this atmospheric refraction causing change in the position of star. Now how is this position being utilized? Okay, so this atmospheric refraction is due to the gradual change in the refractive index of the atmosphere. Now why we are talking about the gradual change in the atmospheric refraction, means gradual change in the refractive index of the atmosphere? As you know that the atmosphere is made up of different gases, and each and every gas is going to behave in the different phenomenon as their densities are different when the light is being passed from these layers. Now the refractive index of the atmosphere, it gradually increases towards the surface of the earth. Okay, suppose that this is earth, it is earth's surface. So when you are moving towards the earth's surface, okay, towards the earth's surface, the density is going to be changed. Now what kind of density is it having? The density is going to change. So the layers which are just very close to the earth's surface, they are highly dense. Okay, why they are highly dense? Because on the hot air which is present on the earth's surface is going to rise up, and as soon as the hot air is being rising up, the cold air is going to come. so this cold air is going to blow, it is going to come inside, and it is going to fill up that place, and it becomes highly dense. And you know that the cold air is much more denser than that of the hot air. Okay, so the hot so what happens, the density has been increased when we are moving towards the surface of the earth. So I have given you the explanation why the density of the earth, the density of the atmosphere is going to change when we move towards the surface of the earth. Okay, so the sun so the light is going to bend towards the normal. Okay, so as the density is more, as we are reaching towards the earth's surface, so the light is going to bend towards the normal. So here what is happening is the light is going to bend towards the normal. And why it is bending towards the normal? Because the refractive index is going to increase when we are reaching towards the earth's surface. So here the density is going to be increased as the cold air is present, as compared to the density which is above the earth's surface. So when the density has increased towards the earth's surface, the light ray whichever is entering is going to be bending towards the normal. Now we go on to the twinkling of stars in detail. Now why is this twinkling of stars happening? Okay, so this twinkling of star is happening due to the atmospheric refraction of the starlight, and due to the changing position of the star and the movement of the atmosphere. Okay, as the densities are being different, so the light which is coming from the star is going to sometimes be brighter, and sometimes it appears to be fainter, and it appears to twinkle. And why this is happening, let's see. So this as you know, as I told you, that the hot air, the hot layers of the atmosphere is present, and whenever they are present, and these hot air is going to have lower density. Okay, so they have low density. Once the low density air is present, it is going to be optically rarer. Okay, it is going to be rarer. Now if the density is rarer, then what happens to the light rays which is coming, which is going to cross this hot air as compared to the cold air? So this cold air is highly dense and hot air is less denser. Now whenever the earth's surface, whenever the light is reaching, when the starlight is passing, we are talking about the star's light. So when the starlight is passing through the various layers of the atmosphere, so it is made up of various layers of atmospheres are present. Okay, in the atmosphere we have different layers: troposphere, stratosphere, many layers are there, as we have given the name, and according to their density, according to the number of the types of behavior which is being shown with the each, it is going to be different from each and every layer. So when the light ray is passing through the layer of these atmosphere, then what happens, the above layer is much more, it means it is lower denser. Okay, and the lower layer is the highly denser. So what happens, the starlight which is coming here is going to pass normally, and it is going to be very it is going to move, it is going to bend towards the normal as it is entering, as it is coming towards the earth's surface, and we are present on the earth's surface. So what happens, as a result, the position of the star also is very different from the actual position. Okay, so the star, it appears to be above, just above the actual position. Now the fluctuation of the position of the stars occurs continuously due to the change in the amount of light which is entering in our eyes. So the stars also appear sometimes brighter and sometimes fainter, and this is just very basic phenomenon, because of which this light is going to be fainter and brighter, just because of the phenomenon of this atmospheric refraction and the movement of the air, which is movement of the starlight from the different layers of atmosphere which is coming, the light is, when the light is coming towards the earth's surface. Okay, it is coming towards the earth's surface, and it is going to bend towards the normal. Just because of this, the apparent position of the star is somewhere here, but the real position of the star is somewhere here. Fine. So this is what is about. We have and we will see that star is having different positions. Fine. So the star which is going to appear in this position will be somewhat just above the real one. Why somewhat above the real one? As it is, the refractive index has increased. Then what happens, as the refractive index is increasing, so the movement of the light will be towards the normal, so the apparent position will be above and the real position will be below this light rays which is coming from the star. Okay, and it is passing, it is crossing through the atmospheric layers of different density. So this was about the atmospheric refraction and twinkling of stars. Now when we talk about the apparent position, we could see here in this slide that the twinkling of star is due to atmospheric refraction of sunlight, starlight. Okay, now since the light is bending towards the normal, the apparent position of the star is slightly different from the actual one. As I told you that apparent here apparent position means which appears, which looks like. What does this look like? The position of the star is very much different, and whatever we are seeing from the earth's surface is only appearing. Okay, so this is the apparent position of the star, which is actually different from the it is going to be different from the real position. Okay, now the star appears slightly higher than that of the actual position. It appears slightly higher than that of the actual position. Now due to the changing condition of the earth's atmosphere, the apparent position of the star changes slightly, and the intensity of the light is going to reach in our eyes also fluctuates, and this gives the star in the star a twinkling structure or twinkling effect we could see. As we could see the twinkling effect, and just because of the different densities of the atmosphere is there, that is why we can see the twinkling. Now apparent position, when we are talking about this apparent position, is because of the movement of the star light from the different layers, and it is bending towards the normal, and more it is going to bend towards the normal. We are able to see the star just above the actual position. Okay, so we can see the different position of the star according to the position of the person who is looking and from where it is going to look. As you could see that there are different layers of atmosphere here, and it is going to increase the density. So because of the increased density, what will happen? The starlight is going to fluctuate. Okay, the refraction will be seen when the light is moving from the rarer medium to denser medium. It is going to bend again, it is passing from the denser medium, means from the rarer medium to denser medium, again it is going to be refracted. So because of the continuous refraction, of light, the stars are going to change its position from the normal. Okay, means where they are actually present, and it will be much more different to the apparent position of the star. Okay, so this is about the apparent position and the real position of the star. And just to please don't be confused regarding the word this apparent position. Apparent means whatever is appearing, and it is very much different from that of the real position of the star. Okay, so please remember that layers of atmosphere is responsible for the twinkling of star, and it is also responsible for the changing position of the star. Okay, so this fluctuation in the position of the star, it is always continuous. Now why it is continuous? Because the light which is entering in the eyes is different, because of the densities are different. So sometimes the brighter light is appearing, sometimes the lesser dim light is going to be dim light is going to enter inside the eye, because of which we see that the stars are twinkling. Okay, so children, we have seen that in this in today's video we saw that the natural phenomena are present in the nature, means they are happening where the dispersion is playing a major role, in the formation of rainbow. And then we have seen that whenever the rainbow is happening, it is formed in the form of arch. Okay, now different colors is being formed, and we could see naturally the spectrum of light, and spectrum is the band of 7 colors, that is those colors which are present in the form of the dispersion of light. Okay, now next thing is that where we saw some natural phenomena which is occurring due to the atmospheric refraction, where we discussed about the position and the apparent position of the star, as well as the real position of the star is very much different from each other, as the densities are being different. Okay, so please remember that optical density, it plays it plays a major role in the movement of the light which is passing from the different layers of the different layers of atmosphere. Okay, so this was about the phenomenons which is occurring in the nature, and it helps in the formation of some more natural phenomenons which we are going to discuss in the next class, and that will be also be related with the atmospheric refraction. So children, that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic which will be related to the atmospheric refraction. Okay, we have to discuss some more natural phenomena which will be discussed in the next class. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be discussed.